Hello and welcome to the first best props video for UFC Nashville. This is the first video that I am doing of this style. So if you enjoy this video, make sure you like the video, leave a comment below, subscribe if you are new. Check out WeWantPicks.com for all the premium plays and tools you could ever need for your betting needs for UFC. WeWantPicks.com, only $10 a month. In this video, I'm going to give you 3 props for every single fight. One is going to be safe-ish, one is going to be plus money, and one is going to be a flyer for the fight. A little disclaimer, for prop bets to hit, there's got to be a finish. And if I'm giving away a prop bet for every single fight, that is under the assumption that every single fight will end in a finish. It won't. It just won't. So take these bets in stride. These are not premium plays. I just looked at every single fight and thought, you know what? This is what I would play. Some of these are kind of the stream plays. If you guys don't know, I do a live stream fight companion almost every single Saturday, and we throw some crazy money on some crazy props, and this is just a little taste of what we do. So let's get right into the action. 3 props for every single fight. Like the video, subscribe if you are new. Let's get into it. First fight of the night, we got Fatima Kline versus Melissa Martinez. I'm actually a big fan of what Melissa can bring into a fight with that taekwondo, switching stances, dynamic kicks. Could be hard for Fatima to find early, and with those kicks, could find a finish. My safe-ish bet for this fight is going to be fight does not go the distance. Either Fatima, with a crazy grappling advantage, is going to get this fight to the ground, find a submission, or Melissa's going to stay on the outside. Fatima's going to get a little bit too aggressive with that striking, and Melissa is going to find that shot. She's a finisher when she finishes girls. My plus money bet is going to be Fatima by sub. She has the grappling advantage. If she gets to the ground, Melissa's not a girl that's going to try and stay safe on the ground. She's going to want to try to get back to her feet. And when you try to get back to your feet, that's when you make mistakes. That's when you can find a submission win. That's my plus money bet. My flyer for this could be first round, could be second round, but I believe that in the very first grappling exchange, Melissa could find a mistake trying to scramble back to her feet very quickly. As long as Fatima is shooting takedowns early, I think the mistake could be there. It could be a TKO, could be a submission. Give me Fatima in the first round to get it done, plus 300. Second fight of the night, Mike Davis versus Mitch Ramirez. This should almost be like a mirror image of that first fight. Mike Davis, he's a wrestler, he's a grappler, he can strike as well, but if you look at his Instagram, this guy really loves jiu-jitsu, and he should have a crazy advantage on the ground. If you want a safe-ish bet, fight does not go the distance, minus 190, he should be able to get it done inside the distance, either with a TKO or a sub. Maybe he fades, and Mitch Ramirez is able to take over late. That's why you're playing both sides with this one. Plus money, again, same thing as last fight. Mike Davis plus 265 on the sub. It was plus 300 earlier in the week. Sharp money coming in on Mike Davis. And again, if he gets it to the ground early, he's going to look for a finish early. Give me Mike Davis first round sub as a flyer at plus 750. I know a lot of people are playing like the TKO type situation. Plus 750 on the first round sub to be specific. That's my flyer bet for this fight. Third fight of the night, we got Kennedy versus Valter Walker. This is going to be a little bit more of a biased play. In some of these breakdowns, I'm trying to give you a play for both sides. And this one, I really like Kennedy in this fight. He has the grappling. He has the wrestling. He might get taken down early. I don't see him getting heel hooked in the first 2 minutes of this fight. And then he is a much better striker. I know Valter is improving the striking. Kennedy is the better striker, filling out into that heavyweight frame. My safe-ish bet, give me Kennedy on the money line, minus 205. My plus money bet, give me Kennedy KO, TKO. If Valter isn't getting those takedowns, he is going to get pieced up on the feet. Plus 170 on that. And my flyer bet is going to be Kennedy round 2. Can be submission, can be TKO. That's plus 400. We might get Valter with an early takedown right out that first 5 minutes. But in the second round, we haven't really seen since that fight where he was gassing if he can get those takedowns late. And if he can't get those takedowns, Kennedy can take over in that second round and find the finish. My flyer for this one, Kennedy second round sub or TKO on the plus 400. Second female and last female fight on the card, Lauren Murphy versus Eduarda Moura. I'm a big Eduarda Moura fan. My safe-ish bet for this fight is going to be the minus 3.5 at minus 180. If you guys don't know what the spread is, it's basically like an NBA spread, NFL spread. Eduarda can win a dominant decision, 30-27 on all three scorecards, or she can find a finish. So you're kind of playing it both ways. The minus 3.5 is minus 180. Should dominate the 40-year-old on a 2-year layoff. My plus money bet, fight does not go the distance. Maybe Moura comes in, tries to grapple heavy a little bit. We've seen her gas before. That was at 115. Now at 125, she looks a lot better. But if you want to kind of play both sides at the plus 195 plus money bet for fight does not go the distance, that's kind of your plus money safer bet. My flyer, Eduarda in round 2. We know that Lauren Murphy is a tough girl. This is her retirement fight. I expect her to come balls to the wall in that first round, take a lot of damage, absorb a lot of damage, and then Eduarda can find that finish in the second round. It's a flyer, plus 750, but let's see if she can get it done. Jake Matthews versus Chidi. If you guys did not know, Chidi missed weight this morning about an hour ago by a half a pound. He could be drained. If you guys did not know as well, I do an underdog lock of the week every single week. This week, it's Jake Matthews. So, of course, my bets are biased and based around Jake Matthews, and I feel better with Chidi missing weight. My safe-ish bet for Jake Matthews in this fight is going to be a plus 3.5. We just heard the Eduarda Moura minus 3.5. This is for the underdog. He just needs to win one round on all three judges' scorecards for the plus 3.5. That's minus 220. So he can still lose the fight as long as he doesn't finish and win a round on the scorecards. Minus 220 on that. My plus money bet is going to be Jake Matthews by points. I don't really like this as much now with Chidi missing weight. He could start fading, but plus 250, Jake Matthews plus points. And my flyer bet kind of goes against the Jake Matthews but points, but you can still win it with the plus 3.5 is going to be Jake Matthews by KO, TKO, plus 700. Chidi's had issues with chin issues in the past. Now the weight miss could be drained. Jake is really good with that interior boxing. And Chidi has been hit with that interior boxing. There's no doubt about that. He's been knocked out. He's been hurt even in that last fight. Give me Jake Matthews as a flyer, KO, TKO, plus 700. Chris Curtis versus Max Griffin. I'm all over Chris Curtis in this fight. These are a little bit more of a conflicting, so you can't play both of these. Obviously, my safe-ish bet is going to be Chris by points. I respect the toughness, the tenacity, the durability of Max Griffin when he's not getting choked out. He can kind of just sit on that power, and Chris Curtis isn't really a finisher per se, except for his first couple fights. Chris by points, minus 135. My plus money bet, again, conflicting, goes against that bet, is going to be Chris by TKO or KO. That's a plus 265. The pace, the pressure of Chris Curtis could really start wearing down Max Griffin in the second and third round. Remember, Chris coming down from 185 to 170. That power could be there against Max. And then my flyer bet is going to be Chris round 2 KO or TKO at the plus 850. Again, same strategy applies. He gets the boxing going early. Max starts slowing down. The pressure is there and the size advantage. The heavy shots start landing, hurt. And once Chris starts going downhill, he really can swarm people. So give me Chris Curtis round 2 TKO at the plus 850. Junior Tafa versus Tuco. I'm actually on the Tuco side here, but I try to play some bets that you can play on either side because this is such a weird fight in my opinion. I know a lot of people like Junior. My safe-ish bet for this fight, either fighter by TKO or KO. That's minus 265. Obviously, Tafa has knockout power, but if he gets taken down, I don't see him getting submitted, but he could get TKO'd by Tuco. Either outcome, you're going to get paid on the minus 265. My plus money bet, Tafa, round 1, KO, TKO. Tuco can be hit. Tafa sleeps people. That's what he does. If he gets it done, it's probably going to be early. You can get that plus 225 when I made this. I don't know what it is now. My flyer bet is going to be Tuco's round 1, KO, TKO at the plus 850. Junior Tafa in his last fight was about 10 seconds from being KO'd and TKO'd. If Tuco gets an early takedown, I don't see Tafa getting up, and he is going to be in big trouble. I like the plus 850 on that for the Tuco's round 1 TKO KO. Vitor Petrino versus Austen Lane. If you guys have heard my breakdowns all week, you guys know I'm not a big fan of Vitor Petrino. Loser of 2 straights. I was at one of the fights. He's laughing, high-fiving after he loses. Hate the mentality. Now at heavyweight, we'll see if he takes his fight seriously. my safe-ish bet for this fight is going to be the under 1.5. I don't love it, but for this fight, it could be pretty safe just based on Austen Lane and how he fights. Vitor sometimes can kind of take his time in fights. Minus 180 on the under 1.5. My plus money bet is obviously going to be Vitor Petrino, round 1. I don't love it. I'm not going to play it probably, but it is probably good value, just depending on Austen Lane's chin. You get it at plus 125. My flyer bet, Austen Lane by points plus 900. You got a guy that was flatlined in his last fight versus a guy that was knocked out in his last fight who also can kind of just take his time in there, march forward without throwing shots. Don't be surprised if this fight does extend. I know I have the under 1.5. That's just kind of a safe-ish bet based on Austen's chin. But moving up to heavyweight could be a little bit slower. Austen taking his time. Vitor taking his time. Austen Lane by points plus 900 could be a flyer bet here. Nate Landwehr versus Morgan Charriere, and I put all my bias aside. For this one. My safe-ish bet is going to be Morgan Charriere moneyline, minus 270. He's the better fighter. He just is the better fighter. I love Nate Landwehr. I picked him to win this fight, but if I'm looking at this unbiasedly, Morgan should win this fight. It should be a safe bet at the minus 270. My plus money bet, either fighter by KO. I think Nate Landwehr in his hometown is going to bring that pressure. He's been chinned time and time again. Even if he's not getting knocked out completely, he's getting knocked down, and Morgan could find a finish, or Nate just swarms this guy and finds a finish. Either way, I see a finish in this fight. TKO, KO, plus 145 on that. My flyer bet, obviously I had to put something on my guy, Nate the Train. Nate Landwehr inside the distance at plus 450. I don't see him winning a decision. If he's going to win, I feel like he needs to get a win inside the distance. Morgan's a hard guy to finish, but Nate in his hometown, plus 450. It's a flyer for a reason. Give me that as my flyer bet. Calvin Kattar versus Steve Garcia. Steve Garcia, he's a little bit untested. And Calvin Kattar's not an easy guy to finish. But I like Steve Garcia to just kind of have the bigger moments to be able to win this fight, even if he doesn't find a finish. So my safe-ish bet is going to be the Steve Garcia money line at the minus 120. My plus money bet, I mean, Steve Garcia gets after it early, gets after it often. Calvin Kattar isn't really a guy that backs up, and sometimes you can only be tough for so long. Give me the under 1.5 at the plus 120. And on the same lines here, my flyer bet, not really a flyer, but Steve Garcia, round 1, plus 550. This is in front of a sold-out arena. They're going to get after it. I see Steve Garcia getting in this guy's face. Calvin Kattar not backing up. Under the 1.5. Steve Garcia round 1. Steve Garcia money line. Let's see if we can go for the trifecta in this one. Stephen Thompson Wonderboy versus Gabriel Bonfim. My safe-ish bet, fight does not go the distance. Minus 160. Bonfim should be able to dominate the grappling, but Wonderboy with those blitzes, Gabriel Bonfim sometimes kind of stays on that center line when he backs up. We've seen crazier things happen than Wonderboy coming in and sniping this Brazilian if he wants to decide he wants to stand and bang with the karate champion. My plus money bet obviously is going to be Bonfim by submission. Plus 130 on that. It might be minus money now. If he gets the takedowns, Wonderboy's not a pussy, so I don't see him getting like ground and pound and TKO, but Bonfim's so good at grabbing the back, or even if Wonderboy turns and faces, he can reach over for that guillotine win. And then my flyer is going to be Bonfim round 2 sub at the plus 525. Wonderboy typically is a hard guy to figure out. Even if you're a grappler, that karate stance, those side kicks, he keeps you away. I could see this fight extending to the second round. Once it gets to the second round, Bonfim's figured out those reads. Then he gets the takedown. He gets the back. He gets the submission win. Bonfim round 2 sub is my flyer bet at plus 525. Now we have the main event. Derrick Lewis versus Teixeira. Obviously, my safe-ish bet, the way that Towson fights, the way that he gets hit. Derrick Lewis, obviously, with the big power. Give me the under 1.5 at the minus 210. I like that more than a Towson money line. That's ballooned now to minus 310, minus 320, minus 350. I think we'll see what it closes at. I'll take the under 1.5. I'll risk it, and then I can get either fighter, and I don't have to worry about those exchanges being scared of my life if I have Towson in a parlay. Plus money, obviously, Towson, round 1, plus 125. This is a kind of a double down on the under 1.5, but, I mean, he should be the longer, rangier fighter and be able to snipe Derrick a little bit from the outside or take him down and TKO him. My flyer bet, Lewis round 2, TKO at plus 1050, 1,050 on the round 2. Maybe Towson comes in and frees a little bit. Derrick Lewis is able to kind of withstand the big stuff early. We've seen Derrick Lewis fights extend before. Round 2, if this guy Towson that's never been out of the first round comes in, blows his low, can't get it done, and Derrick Lewis starts moving downhill, give me Derrick Lewis round 2 TKO, KO at plus 1,050 on those odds. If you guys enjoyed this video, the first ever video of this type, hopefully you guys enjoyed the thumbnail, this beautiful layout. Make sure you like the video, subscribe if you are new, leave a comment below on your favorite prop bet for UFC Nashville. Again, WeWantPicks.com, only $10 a month. Support your boys. A lot of stuff on there. If you've never checked out the website, check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm out. Peace.